Hare Krishna, thanks all for joining. So, as we covered till now, the foundational slides, which is talking about the four yugas and what are the ways to reach Lord in each yuga, and how much the life span for each yuga. Then we have seen Vishnu Tattva, how Vishnus are coming from Krishna. So we have like a three major Vishnu, who is Mahavishnu or Karna Udagashai Vishnu, uh, Garbhodagashai Vishnu, then Shirodagashai Vishnu. All able to hear my voice properly? Can you please respond? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. Okay. So how Vishnus are coming from Krishna? So that we have seen. Please go through that foundational slide once again. Then the five topics of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. What are the five topics of Bhagavad Gita? Can anyone say? Hare Krishna. What are the five topics of Bhagavad Gita?
Karma, Jeev, Prakriti,
Yeah.
Dharma, and
Ishvara, Ishvara,
Ishvara. Yeah, very good, very good. Ishvara, very good, Mataji.
Ishvara,
Like Ishvara,
Kala, Prakriti,
yeah,
time.
Kala, very good, Prabhu. Like Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, Karma. Okay, in this, which is non-eternal, all other things are eternal. Only one thing is not eternal. Is it Kala is non-eternal or Karma is non-eternal?
Karma.
Karma, yeah, very good. Okay. So karma is non-eternal. That is the only reason, like we can change our karma by engaging in this life, like in devotional service. Okay, that is the reason, like we are stressing to do devotional service, like now, not later. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so these things we have seen. Then why Krishna been called as Bhagavan? Okay, that also we seen. So Sundar Prabhu, I will share that sloka like Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. That sloka that reminds of like okay, Forbes, which is easy remembrance of like a six opulences of Krishna. So FORBES, like F represents a fame, opulence, renunciation, beauty, education or knowledge, then strength. Okay, these are the six opulences which Krishna possesses all the time and in full. Okay, that is the reason Krishna only can be called as a Bhagavan. Okay, so this we have seen. Then we have seen like hey, about Bhagavad Gita. So what is the Bhagavad Gita? Is like okay, conversation happened between Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So the this like a 700 slokas where majority of the slokas been spoken by Krishna. So that is the reason it is called as like a Bhagavad Gita, which is the song of the god. Okay, then Sanjaya, who got the special vision from Vyasadev, okay, who can see what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra without being personally present in that particular battlefield, and he's narrating that to Dhritarashtra, who is the father of Duryodhana or Kauravas. Okay, so Kauravas didn't give the required land or required wealth to the Pandavas. They were trying to cheat them fully. So then, initially, Krishna was going as a messenger, a peace messenger, to avoid the war and like to amicably resolve. But Kauravas are like so adamant. Duryodhana was so adamant that okay, he will not give any even a single piece of land to Pandavas. So that is the reason like the war was inevitable. Okay, someone will say Bhagavad Gita is promoting Krishna is promoting Arjuna to fight to violence. Like though Bhagavad Gita been spoken on the war field, but never at once like okay, it is promoting the violence. So that is to be understood very very clearly and carefully. So all these things we have seen in the foundational slides. I request each every one of you, please go through the foundational slides once again. Okay, go through that and keep yourself updated fully on this foundation slides. Then the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita it is called as observing the armies in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so Dhritarashtra is asking in the very what to say a personalized manner. Okay, he's asking my sons and sons of Pandu. He's differentiating uh, that crookedness, like okay, coming into the picture where he's separating the sons of his brother. Okay, sons of Pandu. So because he was afraid that the Kurukshetra is a Dharma Kshetra. Okay, so that might change the mind of Kauravas or Pandavas, like to not to fight. So the reason he's asking, then the whole of the army been assembled, like okay, in the Pandava side, how it has been assembled, the Kaurava side, how it has been assembled. Then what are the Shanka name of all the Pandavas, like okay, that we have seen. Then how Pandavas victory been confirmed. Okay, those things also we have seen. Okay, one such thing is Lakshmi Devi was like a present when where Krishna is the opulence of the god presents all the time. Then the chariot was given by Agni Dev. Okay, the Shanka, then the Gandiva, all those things we have seen. Okay, then Arjuna was confused. Okay, he is giving 5 reasons not to fight. Okay, he's saying, Krishna, I should not fight. Okay, because I am seeing I am not getting the enjoyment. Like, okay, if I win this war, then he is having compassion on the bodily platform. Okay, then he is fear of like a sinful reaction. If I kill my own family members or my own relatives, like okay, I would get a sinful reaction. Then destruction of family tradition, because like a the soldiers will be killed, then a woman would be like okay, more in quantity, then they will get polluted. So the whole family tradition like will go off, and he is unable to take any decision, and he is surrendering to Lord in the second chapter, like okay, it is called as contents of the Gita summarized. Okay, this is giving the whole summary of uh, uh, he's giving the whole reason. He's unable to take any decision, and he's surrendering to Lord. Till now, like he was been as a friend to Krishna, but now he becomes the servant and surrendering to Lord completely, and he is asking him to guide. Okay, so till now Krishna was hearing all these things patiently. Then he is talking about he's giving the reasons like okay why Arjuna has to fight. Okay, then first he's talking about the Arjuna's further doubt and surrender like that has been done. Then from the 2.11 to 30 he's talking about the Jnana Yoga. It is nothing but okay, he is talking about the Arjuna, you are not the body, we are all not the body, like we are the soul. Okay, he's giving that knowledge. Okay, that is what Jnana Yoga. In that 30 characteristics of the soul being present, like a soul is immutable, soul is like okay, it can't be submerged in the water, etc., etc. Okay, so he's giving all those things, and he's influencing Arjuna to fight. Then from the 31st to 38th sloka, he's talking about karma kanda. Okay, as a kshatriya, your duty is to fight. Okay, because at one point in time Arjuna is saying okay, I am ready to leave this kingdom and go and beg for my living being, like hey. So then Krishna is yeah, for for living. Okay, so Krishna is very aggressively like commenting that how a Kshatriya he is waiting for the opportunity to fight. Okay, so you should fight. Okay, even if you win, you will get a earthly kingdom. If you die in the battlefield, because you are protecting for a dharma, so if you die in the battle, if you, yeah, if you die in the battle, then you will get the heavenly kingdom. So he is influencing Arjuna to fight. He is not talking about, he is talking about okay, you fight and you get the result and you enjoy the result. Okay, he's talking about only karma kanda. So fight for gains come from dutifully fighting, and losses like okay come from not fighting. So if you are not fighting, if you are leaving the battlefield, then you will be scorned with like okay, very bad words by all the previous acharya and many of the subordinates. Okay, so you have to fight. Then in the 2.39 to 53, he is talking about the Buddhi Yoga, where it is called a Nishkama Karma Yoga, where he is influencing Arjuna. Okay, you fight, but without any reaction. How without any reaction? Because you are going to surrender those results to the Lord. Okay, that is what called as Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay, you are doing the work, but without any reaction, because you are surrendering the results to the Lord. Okay, so that is what we have seen. So that is nothing but the Buddhi Yoga also. Okay, so this is how Krishna is influencing Arjuna to fight via Jnana Yoga, then Karma Kanda, then Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga. Then Arjuna is having a lot of queries. That's like, okay, how this Sita Prajna, who is not affected by either loss or win. Okay, he is not affected by anything. So how they will be carrying themselves in this particular world? Can you please give all those examples? Like that is how Arjuna is asking, and Krishna is answering all those queries in the last section of second chapter. Okay, in that we have seen till 63 how he walks like the Sthita Prajna, who is not affected by anything, either by cold or hot or anything. Like so, he will not be affected by anything. He will carry. He will deal both the situation or all the situation in the similar manner, be it a happy mood or like okay, be it a sad mood, or he will carry himself as a same in this particular world. So we have seen till now. So in this second chapter, like a lot of important slokas are there. For example, like always something has to boost us to do devotion service. Is which sloka? Anyone can remember? 2.40. Everyone remembers what is the sloka? Neha Bhikrama Nasosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpam apiyasya dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bayat. Yeah, Trayate Mahato Bayat, which is called, okay, even if you do a very little thing, you will be protected and you will not have any loss or diminution, like, okay, for whatsoever you are doing. That we have seen. For example, if we have like 100 rupees or 100,000 in our bank account, after we die, we cannot take even a single rupee, correct? But whatever devotional service we are doing, okay, whatever devotional service we are doing, that would be carry forward along with our soul all the time. Okay, so when we start our next life, if we have, okay, we chanted 32 rounds today, that is permanently deposited in our devotional account. When we start in our next life, like we will start from where we left over. Okay, that is what it has to give like a confidence for all of us to do the devotional service all the time. Okay, so let's go to the sloka now, 2.64. Okay, 2.64. Ragadveshavimuktaistu Vishayanindriyaischran Atmavashyar Videyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. Adhigachati means we already seen like a attains. Okay, so Raga means attachment, Dvesha means like a detachment. So, but a person free from all attachment and aversion and are able to uh, control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. So, uh, a person free from all attachment means like a material attachment. Okay, if a person doesn't have like any material attachment, sees that okay, he sees everything as a property of the Lord. Okay, for this one, very good story is there. Okay, it is good to remind of that story now. Okay, So there was a beggar. Okay, the beggar was roaming on the street. Then immediately, like a one wealth man, okay, he comes. One wealthy man like he comes and meeting that beggar. Then beggar says, okay, I don't have anything to do, like I don't have any money, so can you please help me? Like then the wealthy man says, okay, okay, fine, I have large wealth, like a lot of wealth, so I will give, like, okay, this much amount to you. Okay, for example, 2 lakhs, okay, I will give it to you. Then you by using that, like you do the business and you grow the business. Okay, then immediately the beggar says, oh, that is great, like very happy. So whatever I am going to get, like from the profit, I will give you 100%. Okay, then you see, like what you need to give it to me, you give it to me. Then the wealthy man says, no, 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 I don't want like the 100%. You keep it, like, okay, 80%, and give me like a only 20%. Then the beggar says, no, 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 it is your money, so I will keep 20%, then I will give you like a 80%. Then wealthy man says, okay, fine, no problem. Then first month, like that beggar using that money, he is doing some business, like he is getting a land and cultivating something, then he is getting a good profit. And the wealthy man didn't come. Okay, so then he thought, okay, let me just create a reserve, and will put the money for him. So first month he is putting that 80% in that particular thing, and 20% he is reserving. Okay, then the next month also he's increasing that business. Then this month, like with the profit, he's not keeping 80%. He's thinking, oh, why, like that wealthy man given that money, but I am only doing the business, why I need to give like a 80% to him? Let me give only, like, okay, 50% to him, and keep all the rest to me. Okay, that is how he is keeping from the 80% to 50% to the wealthy man. Then on the next month, like he's increasing that business further. Then he is saying, okay, now that wealthy man didn't come at all. Why I need to give even 50%? Huh? I will give only like a 20% to him. Let me take like all the 80%. Okay, in the next month also, like he's further increasing the business. Then finally he's thinking, the wealthy man didn't come at all, why I need to give even the 20% also? Let me not give anything. Okay, let me reserve all the 100% to me. It is my money, like because I multiplied this money. Okay. Then in the next month, like he is completely forgetting that wealthy man at all. So one day, like a wealthy man comes back and he is asking like how the business grows and everything. Then that time beggar like trying to avoid him. Yeah, it grown good. Okay, it is my own effort. I did all these things. Like it is my own money. Okay, this is how the beggar completely forgets the help done by the wealthy man. Anyone able to understand what is the outcome of the story? Who the beggar represents? The beggar is nothing but many of us or all of us, okay, where we come to this world without anything, okay. We got everything from the Lord, and we slowly forgetting, okay, all the things are like coming from the Lord. It is my own effort. I am earning. I am working hard for the money. I am earning. It is my own house. It is my own car. It is my own wealth. Okay, that is how we keep forgetting the Lord slowly, slowly. Okay, the wealthy man never want our money, but he just wanted, like, okay, us to remember we can get more wealth or more happiness in the spiritual world, not in the material world. Because in the material world, everything is temporary. It is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So that is what we have to understand, remind every moment of our life. We are not the master, we are the servant. We have to remind of this thing. Everything comes from Krishna. Okay, everything is the property of Krishna. I am just a caretaker. Okay, caretaker. I am not owning anything. I am not the owner of anything. Okay, only Krishna. I am the servant of Krishna, and everything belongs to Krishna. So that is what we have to remember. So this story, like, it has to remind us all these things. Anyone, any thought process on this one? Hope you are able to relate to the story. Anyone disagree for this? No, Prabhu. Okay, this story has to remind because it hit me hard many a times. Okay, so please remind the story because we came here as a beggar, but we can go out from this material world to the spiritual world only by doing the devotional service. Okay, the attachment should not be there for materialistic way. It has to be there for the spiritual way. Okay, so that is very, very important. So please, like, be remind of this particular story and this particular concept. If when the uh, the anger, greed, and the lust arises. We already saw that, correct? Like last week, lust, greed, anger, or the three-way gateway to hell, correct? So when we confirming, okay, when we understand that I own nothing, everything belongs to Krishna, then we will not get any greed, we will not get any lust. And if greed and lust is not there, then definitely anger will not be there, correct? Because when we have the lust, if the lust is fulfilled, then it gets us a greed. If the lust is unfulfilled, then we get angry, correct? So we can control the lust and the anger or greed and anger by not having any lust, or like, okay, by not thinking, okay, I am not owning anything, everything belongs to Krishna. So this is very important, like, for us to remind of this and apply it in the practical life. Like, okay, that is the reason I am just highlighting here. Hare Krishna. So, but a person free from all attachment and aversion, okay, one who is free from the attachment and aversion, like, okay, which is a detachment, or able to control his senses. Okay, one who is able to control the senses through regulative principle of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Okay, only they can get the mercy of the Lord. Last week we already saw this one, correct? How the whole of uh, the connection happens, correct? Anyone can remember how we covered? From where the this one?
Yes, Prabhu, contemplation.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. So for contemplating the object of the senses, we develop the attachment. From the attachment, lust develops. From lust, okay, if unsatisfied lust turns into anger, satisfied lust will be turned into, like, okay, the greed. Then we will get like a
Hey,
complete delusion arises. From the delusion, like, our bewilderment of memory happens. Okay, from the memory, once the memory is bewildered, we will lose our intelligence. Then once intelligence is lost, okay, one fall into the material pool again and again. Okay, we will not have any discrimination, like, okay, what is good and what is bad. That is why the intelligence, memory, and all those things, like, it should not be lost. Okay, for that we need to curb the attachment or the object of the senses at the very early age itself, stage itself. Okay, by doing the devotional service. This slide has to be remembered in our mind all the time. Anyone has any clarity required for this slide? Please feel free to ask, because this is very important. Because when we see any object which we have seen, okay, our senses are so strong that once you see a TV, or once you see a audio system, or once you see the car, okay, immediately our mind develops, okay, contemplating on the object of the senses, we develop the attachment, okay, to that particular car or to that particular TV. Then from that attachment, like, a lust develops. Lust means okay, I want to attain, I want to get that car, I want to get that TV, or I want to get that mobile phone, iPhone 14 or 15 or whatsoever. Okay, then from that lust, okay, if I get that particular lust fulfilled, then I want more. I want like, okay, bigger car. I want to have like, okay, more car. I want to have like a more sophisticated life. Okay, that is what desire. Okay, if that lust is unfulfilled, okay, I am not getting that phone, then anger comes. Oh, why I am not getting, like, I am not earning much. Okay, how I can earn more? So likewise, like, okay, the anger develops. Then from less than the anger, okay, then complete delusion arises. We will completely like forget ourselves, and we will act in a very stupid manner. Then from the delusion, like, okay, the bewilderment of memory, okay, we will forget whom we are, what is the purpose of our existence in this particular life. We completely like, okay, our bewilderment of memory happens. From that, once memory is bewildered, like, we lose our intelligence. Once intelligence is lost, like, then we will fall again in this material world, because we completely forget the purpose of our life. Again, in the foundational slide, we saw what is our purpose of life. What is the purpose of our life?
Is to get out of this four phases, like
To reach
This
the
way.
God.
Yeah, to reach the God,
To reach the Almighty.
yeah, to, okay, we need
To
to first
engage in devotional service and reach the Lord.
exactly, yeah. So we have to understand whom we are. Okay, we are part and parcel of the Lord. Okay, we are not the body, we are the soul, and we should not be here in this material world. Our purpose is to go back to the spiritual world by doing the devotional service, because in the material world, it is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Everything is temporary, and everything is like, okay, it is a place of misery. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. No permanent thing here. But in the spiritual world, it is Satchit Ananda. Material world means, okay, it is Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Spiritual world means it is Satchit Ananda. Sat means eternal. Chit means, okay, knowledge, and Ananda means like a bliss. That is what called as like a Sat Chit Ananda. Okay, so this has to be, and every day or every moment of our life, we need to remind of this thing. I want to cross this material ocean. This is all the 14 planetary system. Yes, from the Brahma's life till the ant's life. Okay, everyone has to go through this four defects of the life. What is the four defects? Four things are common. Anyone and everyone has to go through that four things. What are those things?
जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि.
Birth, death, disease,
Janma,
Janma,
Mrityu,
Jara,
old
Vyadhi.
age.
Mrityu, Vyadhi.
Very good, very good. Birth, death, old age, and disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Okay, no one can escape from there. Okay, so if we want to escape from that particular four things, then we have to go to the spiritual world. Okay, because there it is, everything is eternal, everything is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means, okay, knowledge, it is full of knowledge, and Ananda means like a bliss, it is a permanent happiness. It is not like a temporary happiness like we get it in this material world. It is a permanent happiness. So Satchit Ananda. Okay, so when we connect to the Lord, when we do the devotional service, we can get to the spiritual world and enjoy the Satchit Ananda. Okay, so that has to be understood. So this is very important. So who can get the mercy of the Lord? Very boldly, like, and very authoritatively, Krishna is saying, person who is free from the attachment and aversion, okay, and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom, can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord, because Lord gives us the freedom, Lord gives us the independence. Okay, he's not controlling. If he thinks, if he can do, he can control every one of us anytime, but he is not doing that, because he is giving that freedom which we wanted. Okay, it is as good as, okay, we are able to control our children, but children will say, no, 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 I want to go on to play. during the rainy season. We will say, no, don't go and play. You will get a sickness. But still, they will say, no, 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 I will go. And once they go and experience, then they will come back. That is how like a this whole material world is created for our own sense pleasure, like because we wanted to enjoy without the Lord. Okay, that is the reason this has been created, and we are coming here and like a suffering. But we have to realize that, and we have to go back to the spiritual world. That is our purpose of our life. Okay. So, any questions till now? Prabhu, now voice is clear. Sundar Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, it keeps breaking sometime.
Okay, okay, fine, okay, yeah. So 2.65. Prashade sarva dukkhanam hanirashyopajayate prasanna chetaso yasu buddhihi paryavati for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, because in the previous sloka, what he told, one who is able to control his senses and who is able to completely like get away from the material attachment uh, through the regulative principles of freedom, he can attain the mercy of the Lord, correct? Now he is saying one who thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. Okay. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. When we get the material pool again and again, we just saw the slide, correct? When intelligence is lost, correct? When intelligence is lost, because memory is bewildered, because why memory is bewildered? Because delusion arises. Why delusion arises? Because like okay, we develop the lust, anger, and greed. Why that is our, because we have the attachment. Okay, why attachment comes? Because our we are contemplating on the object of the senses. Okay, but here how to get back that intelligence? When we surrender to Krishna, when we think okay, Krishna is a proprietor for everything, and when we control our senses, okay, then but we will be fully satisfied in Krishna consciousness. The threefold miseries of material existence exist, okay, exist no longer. Threefold miseries means, okay, the misery is caused by the Adi Buddha, Adi Deva, Adhyatmik, okay. One is, we will see that like again in detail. One is one is caused by the nature, one is caused by the demigods, and one is caused by like our own surroundings, okay. So that is what the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. Okay, this is what we could able to understand. Then this is another very, 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 very important sloka. Okay, this is the by heart sloka. Okay, we have to remind all the time. Okay, नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न च युक्तस्य भावना न च भावयतः शान्तिर् असन्तस्य कुतः सुखम्. Sukham means happiness, correct? Correct. So here nasti buddhir ayuktasya. Okay, yuktasya means one who it is yuktasya means like a connected with Krishna, correct? Yukta viharasya. Yukta means, okay, it is nothing but yoga, connecting oneself to the Supreme. That is what yukta. Okay. But ayukta means it is not connected. If you put any to any word in front, okay, it will be changing the complete words meaning. Okay, a complete opposite of that particular statement. So yukta means connecting to the Lord. Ayukta means like okay, one who is completely not connected to the Lord. Okay, na asti, there cannot be transcendental intelligence. Okay, buddhi means intelligence. Ayuktasya, one who is not connected to Krishna. So what does it mean? One who is not connected to Krishna, there cannot be any transcendental intelligence. Okay. Nacha yuktasya na and ayuktasya, one who is devoid of Krishna consciousness, bhavana, fixed mind in happiness. Okay. Happiness also not possible. Then na cha abhavayantaha. Okay, one who is not fixed. In the 2.41 we saw, anyone able to remember the sloka? What is that sloka? We have to fixed in our devotional service. Anyone able to remember what is the 2.41 sloka? Vivasayatmika buddhihi rekega kurunandana bahusahahi anantasya buddhi. So we have seen like a third line, which is nacha bhavayata santir. Okay, santi means peace. Okay, so one who is not fixed in the Krishna consciousness, one who is not fixed in the devotion service, he cannot get santi also. Okay, first his buddhi, if he is not, he will not have transcendental intelligence if he is not connected to Krishna. Then he will not get happiness. Correct? Bhavana means like a fixed mind of happiness. Then he will not get peace also. Okay, if he is not connected to Krishna. Then asantasya means like a, to the unpeaceful person, kuta, where is Sukham? How Sukham is possible? How is happiness is possible? Okay. So very, very important sloka. We all want to be happy in this particular life, correct? We want to be happy, or anyone wants to be like unhappy? Everyone wants to be happy, correct? Okay. So if you want to be happy, we have to remember this sloka, and a couple of other slokas also will be coming in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. If we remember these slokas, we can be happy forever. Okay. So in the sloka, first line, it says, Buddhi. If we are not connected to Krishna, our buddhi, like intelligence, will be lost. Okay. Then the second sloka, like a second line, happiness also will be lost. Then third is like a peace will be lost. Okay. Fourth, asantasya, in to that particular unpeaceful person, how the happiness is possible. Okay. Very, very important sloka, like easy to remember the sloka if you go line by line. So one who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind. Okay, that is what the bhavana and buddhi is representing, intelligence and nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility for the peace. Peace is like, okay, shanti. Shanti means peace. Okay, so peace is also not possible. Then asantasya kuta sukham. Then how the happiness is possible for that unpeaceful person? Okay, how there can be happiness without peace? This sloka has to be very, very important sloka. It is a very important sloka. So we have to remember this sloka all the time. Okay, I want to be happy. If I want to be happy, then I need to have a peaceful mind, and that peaceful mind has to be fixed in the Krishna. Then only my intelligence I can regain, and I can be happy forever. I can be peaceful forever. Okay, this is all are interrelated. So please, like, go through again and again, and remember or revise, see, by heart this sloka. Okay. So again, I will repeat. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयत शान्तिर् असन्तस्य कुतः सुखम् नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयत शान्तिर् असन्तस्य कुतः सुखम्. So first the buddhi, like intelligence, will be lost. Then bhavana, steady mind, will be lost. Then shanti, peace, will be lost. Then fourth is like a sukham, which is happiness, also will be lost. Okay, so but if you want to regain all these things, we have seen in the previous this one, like we have to control our senses, we have to engage in the Krishna consciousness, and we have to restrict our connection to the material things. Then we can have the happiness, we can have the intelligence, we can have the peace, and we can have the steady mind. Hare Krishna. Then the next sloka. 2.67. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano anuvidiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavam ivambasi. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away man's intelligence. This we do like a 99% of the time devotion service. 1% if we do like any wrong thing, our whole how a strong wind like sweeps away a boat on the water. The similar way we can be carry forward with this particular thing. There are n number of examples. One moment of our life can be changing either from the spiritual to material or material to spiritual. I will just go through some of the presentation which I prepared. In that I have done something which is very, very important. The example is like a pictorial representation. Are you able to understand like what I'm saying here? One moment of our life, we can either change from the spiritual to material or material to spiritual. So I just want to show the slide. Because we are very, very minute in the whole of the material world, correct? The great souls, they have done a number of good things, but sometime like yeah, this one I believe, yeah. Love to love, or um, not this one. Yeah, yeah. This may be the thing. Hopefully, yeah. This one. A moment can change a fallen soul to a devotee. Okay, which we can see from the life of. Anyone can say who is this? Is who wrote Ramayana? Valmiki, yeah. Valmiki, what is his original name? His name is Ratnakar. Okay, he was a animal hunter and he was
Hunter.
killing, yeah, hunter. Okay, so when he get a chance to meet Narada Muni, then his life completely got changed. Then he told even he could not able to recite the name of Rama. He will say Mara, Mara, Mara. Then it becomes like a Rama, Rama, Rama. Okay. So a moment of meeting with Narada Muni changed the life of Ratnakar to the greatest literature he able to compose. Okay, as a Valmiki. Okay, then the second thing is a prostitute who was trying to connect with the Haridas Thakur, correct? Because she was sent by the King Kasi. Um, uh, he was she was trying to lure Haridas Thakur, but Haridas Thakur said, wait, I will complete my round. Like then she was so attracted to the chanting, then she become initiated by Haridas Thakur, and she was almost chanting the similar rounds of like a Haridas Thakur. So a moment of association with the devotee, like a changed the prostitute to the great devotee. Then who's this? Is Vilva
Bilvamangal Thakur.
Yeah, Vilva Mangal Thakur. Very good, Mataji. Yeah, Vilva Mangal Thakur. Okay, he was again like okay, very attached to a prostitute, and even while his mother was like okay, our father was like a passed away at the time. Also, he was asking. Yeah, her father passed away, so he wanted to complete the final rites like sooner, so that he can go and enjoy with the prostitute. So that particular Vilva Mangala Thakur, while that prostitute was saying, okay, if we shown that this attachment or this love towards Lord, you would have attained so much merit. Okay, while once she was saying that, then immediately like he becomes he thanked that prostitute, and he becomes a great devotee of the Lord. He was composing. He went to Vrindavan and he composed so good song. What is that? Vraje Prashitam. Okay, Vraje Prasitam, that song was composed by Vilva Mangala Thakur. Okay, so yeah, that is a big story. Like we will cover that pastime, how he lost his eyes. Okay, that is a great story that we will cover in one another class. Then Srila Prabhupada, like okay, he turned many of the hippies' life to happy, like okay, by just associating with them. This is a moment can change a fallen soul to a devotee. But how a moment can change great position to fall down also. That is also possible, correct? A great devotee, he was a great devotee, but a moment of association on a bad things like a made them fall down. Okay, that is what we are seeing in this look at 2.67, correct? So what is that? What are those references? Some of the references like okay, one is Vishwamitra Muni. Okay, he was a great devotee who was performing the penance for 20,000 years, 40,000 years, but just the ankling sound of Menaka or Urvasi, like immediately his tapas was like disturbed, and he wanted to enjoy with them. Okay. Then the second one is, anyone can say who's that?
Kaikeyi and Mandara.
Kaikeyi and Mandara, correct? Kaikeyi was so attached to Ram. Okay. Initially, he was not wanted Bharata to have the kingdom. But Mandara, who was like trying to pollute the mind of Kaikeyi, then Kaikeyi was like requesting Dasarada like to make Bharata as a king of Ayodhya, correct? Yeah, he was indulging all the bad things to Kaikeyi's mind. Okay, otherwise Kaikeyi was a great admirer of like a Lord Ram. Then the third one is, anyone can say what is that? Who is that?
Ajamil.
Ajamil. Very good. Yeah, Ajamil, who was a who comes from a Brahmin background. Okay, who was performing all the devotional service. But one day, like to pluck the flower, he went to the garden, and immediately he saw like a man and woman are uniting. Then he immediately his mind is getting polluted. Then he got so much attracted to the prostitute. Okay, so that Ajamil Charitra is one of the great Charitra in Srimad Bhagavatam. How the Lord's name can give us the benediction, like it can give us the salvation from this material world. Okay, then the next one, anyone can say who's that?
Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj, yeah, correct. Bharat Maharaj, who was a greatest, one of the greatest king, like ruling in this earth. On his name only, like we are calling our whole India region as like okay, Bharat, Bharat region, correct? So he was ruling the kingdom. Then he given all his kingdom to his sons, and he wanted to go and do the devotional service in the forest. Then he got attracted to the deer. Okay, then he was seeing why he left his life like okay, by thinking about the deer. In the next life, like he takes the birth of a deer, but he is able to understand okay how he wasted his life like by getting attached to the deer. Okay, so his devotional service was disturbed, but this was like the will of the Lord to give us the knowledge of like the Srimad Bhagavatam as how to attach or how to detach from the material thing and how to do the attachment to the spiritual thing. Okay, these are the things, okay, which has to be remembered. A moment can change us from the uh, devotee to a fall down situation or fall down situation to a devotee. So we have to be always careful and aware of like the material things, and we have to get away from the material things and need to attach to the spiritual thing. That is what I just wanted to show these slides, okay, because this pictorial representation will help us like to remember all the time to the spiritual thing. Okay, that is what this. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focus can carry away a man intelligence. How in Vishwamitra or Jamila Charitra or to Bharata Maharaj or to Kaikeyi, how their mind got polluted by having like one of the roaming senses. So we have to remind of all these things, and we should not get attached to the material things. That is what like we have to learn from this. Okay, so let's go to the purport to point. Okay, to point 64. We will see 64 to 66, like a symptoms of the Sthita Prajna. How does he walk? Okay, he is free from the attachment. Okay, he is free from the aversion, and he was able to control the senses. Okay, through the regulative principles of freedom. Then he can obtain the mercy of the Lord. He is satisfied in the Krishna consciousness. Then the threefold of miseries like no longer exist. And in such consciousness, intelligence is soon well established. Okay, if he is not connected to Krishna, no intelligence, no steady mind, no peace, and no happiness without peace. Okay, that is what nasti buddhi rayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nasa bhavayata santir asantasya kutastukam. Okay, so if he's connected to Krishna, how he can get into the intelligence? And if he's not connected to Krishna, there is no peace, no intelligence, no steady mind, and no happiness also. Okay, so this is what. Then 67 to 68 symptoms of the Sthita Prajna. How does he walk? Okay, 67 is the one of the roaming senses. It can carry away men's intelligence. So on which mind focus? So we should not focus on these things. We should always engage in the spiritual activity. That is what we could able to see in this one. Okay, senses are restrained from object of senses, steady intelligence, and it has to be like under the bona fide spiritual master, and he is called as Sataka. When senses are engaged, we can't control the senses. We have to engage our senses, not in the material things, but in the spiritual thing. That is what we have to understand. Any doubt till now? Hope you are able to get back what has been covered here. In the 68th sloka also, Tasmad Yasya Mahabahu Nigrahanti Sarvasaha Indriyani Indriyarter Yasha Tasya Prajna Pratistata. Okay, where he is saying, therefore, O mighty armed Arjuna, one whose senses are restrained from their object is certainly a steady intelligence. Okay, we have to restrain our senses from the sense object. That's what we see in the flow chart. Okay, we need to curb the senses at a very uh, early stage. Then the intelligence will not be lost. Otherwise, intelligence, memory, then lust, all those things like will be lost. Okay, so 68 also we covered. We have to control our senses from their objects, which is certainly steady intelligence. Then only we can gain back our intelligence. So that is what been mentioned here. Senses are restrained from senses of object, then steady intelligence is possible. If it is how we can do that, it is by the bona fide spiritual master to do the devotional service. Then we can be called as like a servant or a sadhaka. Okay, who is eligible for the liberation. Okay, with this we will end today's class. Okay, we are almost about to finish the second chapter. Hopefully by next week we will finish Yes, another 3 slokas are there. We will finish second chapter. Second chapter is one of the largest chapter, like second largest chapter in the Bhagavad Gita. So very, very important. Again, I request every one of you, please go through the foundational slide and please go through these whatever slides we are covering. Please hear back the recordings and have all these things fed in your mind, because this is what going to come with us after we die. This is the only wealth we carry forward along with us. So please, I request each every one of you, like, okay, please listen this, revise this, and contemplate on this. That is very important. Okay. Any questions? Please feel free to ask any queries. Hare Krishna. Or feedback.